The United Nations believes the Ebola outbreak in West Africa is ready to move beyond a problem that only affects healthcare. While many headlines rightfully focus on the spread of the disease and the more than 1,500 people who have died from infection, the fear of the virus and efforts to stop its spread may affect the food supply to large areas. The United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization put out both an article and presentation warning of the effects of the closure of border crossings and reduced trading at seaports in Guinea, Liberia, and Sierra Leone. The problem is twofold. Quarantine zones and travel restrictions are keeping both food and people from moving. The UN says that's already caused a spike in food prices, and a lack of laborers will eventually hurt the harvest local economies rely on. The UN official heading up the response said even prior to the Ebola outbreak, households in some of the affected areas were spending up to 80% of their incomes on food. Now these latest price spikes are effectively putting food completely out of their reach.
The governments of Sierra Leone, Guinea, Liberia are now diverting funds meant for other projects into the fight against Ebola, and the World Food Programme says it's scaling up its operations.
The World Food Programme says its operation has increased to feeding more than 1 million people. Operations like this one in Liberia deliver rice, split peas, and cooking oil to families of 5. But the overall effort isn't without its critics. In an op-ed for Sunday's The Washington Post, the president of the World Bank said many people have died because of the world's disastrously inadequate response to Ebola. The World Health Organization's latest numbers put out late last week put the death toll at 1,552 people. The organization said the virus has infected 3,069 people. For Newsy, I'm Cliff Judy.